Well, howdy again. I was watching Nikki and this morning for a little while on the Fender Live, and somebody asked a question about keys and all that, and Nikki did a good explanation of it and referred to the Fender lessons. But I just thought, I'm a visual person. It's like if I see it, I get it. So I thought for that person, forgive me, I forgot your name, whoever asked, but this is for everybody. So anyway, I thought I would kind of do a visual here to just explain what are keys. And I recently finally got to see Oh Brother, Where Art Thou on DVD, and I loved that because I love bluegrass. And in one of the scenes, one of the band members asks for a song to be done in a particular key, and instead of a key, he actually says neighborhood of B, I think, which was a really bizarre key, but I swear that's what he said. But anyway, think of keys as musical neighborhoods. And just like neighborhoods, every musical key has its own kind of tonal personality. You may hear it and it may put you in a certain mood or a certain vibe. Just like cities, when you drive through different neighborhoods and different cities, you get a vibe. So anyway, I've written out, I don't know if you can see it. In fact, before we really start, I'm going to ask you to pause this video, go get yourself a piece of paper and a pen, and get ready to write and come back. Okay, so what I've done is I've written out the diatonic musical alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And what we're going to do is you're going to remember and I forgot to write this down, when you're trying to figure out the basic chords to songs, I say most songs, but just to songs in a certain key, what you're going to want is your 1, your 4, and your 5. And what does that mean? It means the 1st, 4th, and 5th out of that musical alphabet there. So let's say, for example, I'm going to say to you guys, we're going to play a song in the key of G. And you guys are sitting there going, what's that mean? What it means is this, a key of G. Okay, so G is our 1. G's our 1 right there. And starting with that 1, we're going to go up to the 4. So we go G, A, B, C. And that's the 4th. So now we know that the 4th is a C chord. And then we go, what's the 5th? And we go to a D. Okay, so for key of G, we now know that our chords are going to be G, C, and D. However, in bluegrass, country, and a lot of folk music, for a reason that I'm not exactly sure of, they will often make the 5th a 7th chord. So in the key of G, you would be playing a G chord, G major, C major, and then a D 7th chord. So, and this rule applies to no matter what key you're in. For example, if we're in the key of C, which is another common key, so you go, C is your 1, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in the key of C, you'd be playing a C major, an F major, and then the G 7th. Now, it can get, this, as I mess up in my head because my mind's moving faster than my mouth, in the key of C, there are no sharps or flats. It's the plainest neighborhood in town. Just think of just a plain neighborhood, nothing fancy. No sharps, no flats whatsoever. But what creates different keys is certain notes are sharped and certain notes are flatted depending on what key you're in. So for example, in the key of G, if you're playing a G scale on guitar or ukulele or whatever it is you're playing, all the F notes are going to be sharped. That's what makes the key of G. Any F you play, that's going to be sharped, F sharped. Key of F can be a strange one because the B note is flatted in the key of F. So if in the key of F, let's see, and that means the chord would follow suit too. So in the key of F, what chords we would play F's are 1, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Our 4th is a B, and because that B is flatted, we're going to play a B flat chord, and then we just play a C major chord. No seventh thing as a rule. So that would be the chords for the key of F. Now, why scales? Nikki explained a little bit about scales. I really didn't understand. I knew what scales were. I didn't get it until I learned fiddle. And the reason I got it when I learned fiddle, there's no frets, there's no dots, man. On fiddle, you just got to know where the notes are. And all at once I understood that when I knew where the notes were, like in the key of D or whatever, all at once I knew that where all the notes were going to be for that song. In other words, if I wanted to figure out a song and it was in the key of D, I knew that those were the only notes that were going to work for that song in bluegrass and country and that. So I would go to my D scale and I knew where the notes were, and it's like, I've got it. I wouldn't go wandering all over the place. And the scales, of course, and the chords go together. So if you learn, for example, the chords for the key of G, and then you learn your G scale, which is going to have F sharps in it, and somebody says, oh, we're going to play this in the key of G, or your melody's going to be in the key of G, then almost like I got to use my G scale. Got it. And I got to use those chords for the key of G. So I'm hoping this helps, and I'm hoping I did, and I know one of the Fender instructors will explain why the fifth is often seventh, and which is something I've never bothered to find out. It's just one of those things, that's the way it is, and you go along with it. Anyway, I hope this helps a lot, and replay what parts you don't understand, or ask questions of the Fender teachers, or you can ask me. Somebody will get to it, I'm certain. But anyway, this is the first time I've used a chalkboard since, God, I don't know when. I even had to order new chalk, because I might be doing this again. Anyway, that's it. Hope this helps, and hope you're having a happy 4th.